to spend your first 3 years paying for school, missing out on set just to like read a bunch of books, and then your senior year rolls around, you finally get to pick up a camera, you finally get to put some stuff in your reel, shoot some thesis films, but wait. So film school, right? I feel like that's the elephant in the room for this course. How is this going to be different? How is this course going to be better? Having gone to film school, I can touch on the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll start with the good. The good thing I got out of film school was the connections, or the people that I met. I met other DPs, I met other aspiring directors, creatives, focus pullers, gaffers. So I met a lot of crew. I was able to leave film school with a Rolodex of people that I still hit up today. Having graduated 4 years ago, I still work with a lot of the ACs and a lot of gaffers. A lot of people that I work with today are people that I met in film school. But I think if you were to sort of put those two together, $100,000 and 4 years of my time for some people in my phone that I can call if I have a gig. The bad. What did I not like about film school? The thing that I think is often overlooked is film school. There is school involved. If you're trying to get a bachelor's in fine art, a BFA in film, BFA in cinematography, I don't know, every school's got a different curriculum. You still have to get your GE. You still have to go to math. You still have to take English and all the stuff you thought you left in high school and you're like, all right, I'll never have to do that again. If you go to film school, more often than not, you have a school where there's a cinematography or filmmaking school and you take classes there, but you're also needing to get a GE. So I found myself really struggling because I was always skipping class to go to set or, just to, work on, because that was the idea of going to film school is you want to work on films, but at the end of the day, you're being kind of pulled in multiple directions. So you could either be the film student that goes to all their classes, but then misses out on a lot of set and film, experience, or you could bail on all your classes and go work on all the sets and then not graduate or even get a degree. So it was always sort of this weird tightrope I felt I had to walk, as a DP or someone was going to this school. And the other thing that's really tricky about film school is a lot of your professors aren't really super down with, oh, I got a paid gig, I'm going to skip your class. They don't care. If you miss more than 3 classes, you usually take an F or fail. So to have a film school curriculum that doesn't really always teach you film, where you're always having to kind of like learn the other elements to get your degree, I found was honestly like just years of my whole time there was wasted just trying to check those other boxes to get a degree. And wholeheartedly, I actually never even got a degree because I just never ended up taking the Spanish. So I kind of just spent a lot of money to not even have a piece of paper. And then I think the ugly truth about film school is a lot of the curriculum is pretty dated. No slight to any of the professors. I think they're doing something great. They're teaching at film school, they're giving back, but unfortunately their curriculum is based off of having worked in the industry 30 years ago. You have directors, you have cinematographers who worked in the film industry, potentially, if you're lucky, 30 years ago. So a lot of their course notes and a lot of the stuff they have to offer is from an era of filmmaking that could not be further from what it is today. We're filmmakers that are more modern. We grew up on the internet. We grew up watching tutorials. We know that a very viable ways to make money is shoot music videos. And a lot of professors don't even teach you about music videos, let alone they sort of dismiss it as like a legitimate means to make money. And that's the last thing too, is like, when you go to film school, they teach you how to make pretty images. But I remember walking across the stage being terrified because I had all this debt and they really didn't teach you a lick about business, about how to make money as a cinematographer. So you're sort of armed with the knowledge to make pretty Rembrandt and beautiful backlight. You know how to make pretty images, but you don't know how to make money from making pretty images, if that makes sense. So the business side, I never got a single class on film business, marketing, how to build a website, how to do cold outreach, all of which we've definitely dialed in on this course. So, that was really my experience with film school. It had some pros, it had some cons. All in all, being on the other side of it, I do think this course is going to give you all of the stuff that was great about film school, knowledge-wise, but then also save you so much money and time because it's not going to cost you $100,000 and it's not going to take you 4 years. And, like Jake mentioned before, you're going to have access to this class in perpetuity. So 2 years from now, if you want to go back and rewatch any of these lectures because they're starting to apply to some of your sets, maybe you're struggling with a certain lighting setup, you will always have access to this because like Jake, you'd go to class, you take some notes, 2 months later you're on set and you're like, what was that thing that, whatever, and you forget, so that's just the nature of certain things. So yeah, that's sort of in a nutshell, the good, the bad, the ugly. That is film school. That was our experience in film school. And this is really why we've crafted this course to be different, to really hit home on what we thought was worth teaching you guys.